Hey guys, brand new podcast, and the Top Off World Tour is coming to an end. This is my second to last week. This weekend is in Augusta, Tupelo, Bossier City, Jonesboro, Charleston, West Virginia. Next week, Lexington, Kentucky, and then closing it out in Detroit and Cleveland at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse Center. Is that what the name of it is? I think so. And then we go to Australia in April. Well, New Zealand at first, doing Auckland and then Wellington on the 19th. Melbourne, Australia on the 21st, Torrensville, Perth, Brisbane, Sydney, and then Fully Loaded. Fully Loaded starts June 14th in Forest Hills, New York, Baltimore, Maryland the next day, Moosic, PA, Guilford, New Hampshire, Traverse City, Michigan, Fort Wayne, Indiana, St. Louis, Missouri, Lincoln, Nebraska, Huntsville, Alabama, New Orleans, Memphis, Oklahoma City, Las Vegas, Salt Lake City, Boise, Idaho, and closing it out at the Gorge, July 15th. Come spend summer with me and the best comics on the planet. That is who I will be on tour with this summer. It's a great lineup. Lewis Black, me, David Tell, Jim Norton, Big J. Okerson, Tiffany Haddish. I'm literally Ralph Barbosa, Chad Daniels. There's the list is thick. So I'll see you on the road. Let's get to the podcast. Today's podcast is great. I've known Kelsey for a long time. She helped me when I first did, I think, The Machine. She came on the road with me and kind of helped watch my sets. She's good friends with someone who I was lucky enough to work with when she was younger. And we became friends, I think, through Taylor ultimately. And then me and the girls went over and did our makeup with her a long time ago. And it's so cool seeing her blow up. It really is. She has a new special out right now. It's called The Hustler. It's out on 800 Pound Gorilla's YouTube page. It's already got, I think, 600,000 views in one day. So she's killing it in one day. 2 weeks. She's killing it. Go check out her special, The Hustler on 800 Pound Gorilla. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, my friend, stand-up comedian, Kelsey Cook. Must be nice to know you can get out of a relationship.
Oh my God. What a way to start.
Yeah.
I think of you so often, like in terms of public relationship stuff, because there's nothing you hold back on Two Bears or on Bertcast. Yeah. And I always want, like, do you ever run anything by Leanne before you say it?
No.
Does she talk about you the same way on her stuff too?
Yes. So it has happened one time where she was very honest about a situation we had that was a little too close to home. Okay. And I wasn't comfortable with it. And it was the first time I experienced what my family must experience every fucking day of their life. Wow. And I was like, well, I've been doing this to her hard as fuck. Yeah. I better be cool with it. But it was like, I was like, wow, I don't get to tell you my point of view. I don't get to tell you my stand. Luckily, everyone just thinks I'm a liar. So like they go, I know that's a little inflated. Like, I know that didn't exactly happen. Okay, so I think they, my daughters and my wives rest on that. Yeah. But yeah, one time I remember being like, whoa. I've had it's a couple times. There are always instances I'm ashamed of. Oh. Yeah. Okay. It's like a learning curve of, oh, Bert went through that. And then I'm like, please don't tell that story. And then she'll tell it.
There's like a little bit of regret behind it.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that she verbally doesn't like Ari. Like, it bums me out because he doesn't. I mean, now he's doing good, but at the time he didn't need the pylon. Okay. But she's not going to bite her tongue. She does not like him. Okay. I didn't know about that. Oh yeah. Oh, you did. I think he drugged me. What? He drugged me. And we were. It's better without you knowing.
Never heard about this. What the fuck?
He slipped Molly in my drink in my backyard one night in front of the girls. And
when was this?
It's not a big deal. Okay. It was a while ago. And Leanne and the girls, and what really sucks is that the girls loved Ari. They loved Ari. Ari was like the coolest. Yeah. Uncle who was like they only know Joey Diaz as an uncle, like for real as an uncle.
Like a true,
a guy who comes over and I mean, Joey lived next door to me practically. So I'm so bummed at what's happened with LA comedy.
It's so weird because I've been gone from it for so long. So I just have experiences of coming back every maybe 6 months or so, kind of seeing how it is. And then I leave, but I like it that way. But do you don't like the change that's happened while you live here?
I don't like. I'm trying. Oh yeah, I don't know. It's a really deep question. I don't like not having my friends here.
Sure.
Like that's just sucks. It's like I was texting with Rogan this morning, and we're back and forth, and I just was like, oh, I'd see him at the club tonight, or I'd see him do a podcast with him, and I don't see Rogan very often. I don't see Tom at all. I mean, I see Tom twice a month, but we see each other all the time. Ari was in New York, but Ari was, because we're all here, Ari would be over here and we'd all be around. Joey's my real bummer. Joey was like, because Joey and I were neighbors, and he is the greatest guy in the world, and I just don't see him. And I would see him every day, roughly, because we went to the same. You knew where he was going to be. Joey was a fucking lion who only walked the perimeter and sat under the same tree every fucking day. He went to acupuncture, jiu-jitsu, dropped his daughter off at school and went to Marie AC. That was it. Yeah. And the store. That was it. He was a creature of habit. Yeah. So the girls would see. I remember Isla called me one time. She goes, Uncle Joey is smoking a joint at Marie AC. Is that okay, Dad? And I was like, yeah, he's fine. No one's going to say anything. She goes, well, I just don't know if he's going to get in trouble. I go, no one's getting in trouble with Joey.
Yeah.
That's the thing that bums me out. I don't really see anyone anymore.
Yeah.
But also, I think that's also my touring schedule. So I wasn't going to see anyone anyway.
I know. I was going to ask how often you're in town anyway.
Not very.
Yeah.
Yeah, not very. I mean, I'm home. I was here yesterday. That was a wash. I'm here today. I'm here tomorrow. I leave tomorrow night.
Damn.
And then my parents just called and they're like, hey, we're going to be there in March. And then I was like, oh, I actually have a couple days off. I don't have days off. I'm doing podcasts. But I was like, my dad's like, I love to hang out and play golf. I was like, that's great. It gets real heavy the next week. And he's like, real heavy? I was like, yeah, because I got to promote my special.
Yeah, that's what this trip is.
It's, tell me about your special.
Yeah, I'm so excited. So it's going to come out on YouTube on March 9th.
Yes.
It's called The Hustler. If people want to buy it early, they can on my website on February 28th. And I'm including like some signed merch and stuff like that. But it will be available everywhere for free March 9th on YouTube.
Where did you shoot it?
I shot it at Comedy Works in Denver.
Oh, what a great fucking place.
It's so fucking good.
I shot a special there once.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It never got released. I ended up selling it to Netflix. I ended up shooting it. I ended up selling that material to Netflix and doing a special on Netflix. That was Secret Time.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't have any options. I mean, no one wanted to work with me. I was just, and this is like back when YouTube wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Like now YouTube is a nice fucking place for things to land.
Yeah.
Really nice place to find comedy.
For sure.
So, and by the way, it was then too. It was just, people were getting pissed because people had pirated it off of the things.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so I shot it at Comedy Works. I shot like 6 shows, I think. And I was going to edit it together, and I got a call from Netflix with an offer.
Well, that's incredible.
And I was like, well, I guess I just wasted that money, but I was like, cool.
Yeah, worth it though.
Yeah, and it's so funny. I really dialed in the material. I really dialed in the work to do the fucking actual taping.
Yeah. Yeah, that club is such a great place for everything. I recorded an album there a few years back, and then, but you plan the special taping date out so far in advance, and then within maybe a week or so, because I remember texting you about this, the Stanley Cup Finals ended up being the same night as my special in Denver with is it the Avalanche?
Yeah.
In the finals. And the arena's like just a few blocks from the club. So I started to get comments on my posts leading up to the special, people being like, I've got 2 tickets to her taping for sale. Just all these posted people selling their tickets. And you're just like, oh my God, blood draining from my face. Like, fuck, is there going to be anybody there?
Here's the interesting thing about comedy though, is that, and we know this, I think anyone listening would go, oh my God, did that ruin your special? No, because the beauty of comedy is that the majority of our lives doing comedy was always to fucking a half-packed room.
Right.
A fucking 3/4 packed room. Like, right. So like sometimes that's when we excel because we go, the pressure's off.
Well, we're comfortable.
Yeah.
So it did end up getting packed out, especially that first show, which I so appreciated you tweeting about it. Thank you. Yeah. And then what had happened the second show, so a guy passed out at the end of the first show. This older guy, I think it was just like maybe too hot, or I don't know what was going on with him.
Yeah, it was probably too hot. Yeah, maybe an edible. Keep going. Yeah.
He passed out. So paramedics had to come.
Do you know, this is like the third time I've heard this happen at tapings.
It's the amount of things that went wrong leading up to the taping and that night. I would have never thought that so many things could go wrong for such a big thing, a thing that you feel like, okay, we're going to get this plan and it will be under control. So the guy passes out, paramedics come. That meant that the second show started late. And because it started late, the timing had happened that the Stanley Cup Finals had let out and Denver was just full of people in a blackout going like, what else can we do tonight? And people would walk right by the club. So we had all of these hammered people show up for this second special taping, not knowing it was a special taping.
Shut the fuck up.
So like 5 minutes into my set, there were two women, I mean, third row, dead center, like right there, that just start talking to me. There's been a million announcements leading up to me getting on stage. Like, this is a special taping. There's no talking, all this stuff. They're just talking to me. They're shouting at each other. Insane. So I stopped everything. I was like, hey, if this was a different show, we'd talk, we'd do something else. But I just have to tell you right now, like, it's a taping. You have to focus or you got to go. Yeah. And I'm looking at, she just has like doll eyes, just dead, glossy, nothing's coming in. And I keep going. And then within probably another 30 seconds, she talks again. So I'm like, all right, she's got to go. And then it took, I'm trying to be realistic, but it was probably a solid 5 minutes that it took them to leave because they were so drunk that they were like dropping all their shit. They just baby deered, stumbled out. It took forever. By the time they got toward the back, I was like, oh my God, like glacial pace, you two. And they turned around and flipped me off. I just was like, what the fuck is happening?
Do we have this all this on footage?
Yeah.
Does it make the special?
It doesn't make the special.
But you got the outtakes.
But I should probably
hold on.
Yeah.
So my special, the best parts of my special, obviously I'm very proud of the material. I think I did a really good job on that special. I know for a fact it's the only special I've had all shows do well. Okay. All shows did well.
Yeah.
But the best parts, like in the middle, I had to take a piss. I just went off to the side of the stage and took a piss on the side of the stage. Oh my God. And then I fucked up a line and it was hilarious. I did these outtakes of jokes that wouldn't make the special just to make it fun because I'd already gotten it on the first and second show.
Yes.
And so all those outtakes I'm using for my promo for the special because because they're fun and that's the fun, like I'm thinking about the way I do stand up and the way I've been branded and the way I've not accommodated people. Mm-hmm. Thankfully I'm in love with the art form of stand up and I'm not just the elephant man up there.
Right.
But I do think there's an elephant man-esque to me where people do want to see me. Like when I was in Ireland, it was fucking chaos. I mean,
I can't even imagine.
I went up and I killed a beer just thinking, I was like, fuck it, we'll just go up and kill a beer. And they start with the ole, 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 oh my God. Ole. So I did that, and then I tell a joke, and the place goes, boom. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to do what I can do best, which is fuck around in a big. I'm at this point. I'm like, I've already done my hour. I already know the material. If I want to do material, I can go to it. Right. I can also try to figure out material and have a great live experience.
Yeah.
And I did that, and it changed everything for me. And I was like, I've been so strict about material to promote, to do and I have no special lined up. I don't know if I'm at 4 fucking 5 specials. I don't know what, I don't even know what I want to talk about. The girls are in college. I feel like I have these 2 characters that I've fucking permanently dwarfed to not grow up.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I got to figure out who I am. I got to figure out what I want to talk about and where I'm at. And I need my daughters to age. Like I need to talk about these 2 adults.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm going to just fuck around. And then when I went to the Boston Garden, I go, I'm going to do the same thing I did there. I'm going to fucking have fun and I'm going to kill a beer. And if I want to kill another beer, I'll kill another beer.
Yeah.
And we just did 4 shows at the Mullet Arena in Tempe. And I just was like, I'm going to fucking eventize this night. I've got more material than I'll ever fucking need in life. I can tell them stuff they've never heard, and I can use old stuff as a fucking conduit to get to new stuff as a ligament.
Yeah.
And it's so funny you say that because I'm just, and now I'm in this place. I'm like what we did so great when we were young was not, and that's why we fell in love with it, was fuck around and just try to figure it out.
Yes. Yeah.
And then you get to a place where you're like, this is my hour.
I
got it. I'm working on a new one. Why not just be like this why not show people the night of their lives, you know?
Yeah. I feel like you've always been good about that too, in terms of just giving the crowd what is the best show you can give them.
I feel, yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
My one New Year's resolution has been to care less what people think about me, and in particular, what other comics think of me.
Oh, yeah, you can tell that to go fuck itself in the head.
And not that.
Hang on.
Okay.
But this is the name of my podcast. Hang on, let me tell you a story about me.
Yeah.
Finish what you're gonna say. I'm horrible at this. It's the reason that Something's Burning so much better than this show is that because I'm cooking, I don't listen. But because I'm cooking, I don't talk. I'm not listening. I just don't talk.
Yeah.
So you can hear what the other people say and they finish their sentences, as opposed to me going, hold on. No. Caring what comics think, caring what other comics think about you. Go.
Yes. So I think.
And name names. No, I'm kidding.
It's not necessarily that I've ever been like, oh, I think specific comics think a certain way about me in a negative way. It's just that we're all posting so much content all the time. I think we're subconsciously judging the things we're seeing. And I feel also this pressure now that I'm touring and I'm going back to certain cities, sometimes within like 9 months of being there last, and the special coming out being like, okay, do I need to have a completely different 60 minutes of material by the time I get to this next city? And comparing myself to what other comics are doing in terms of how fast they're turning over material. And I've had experiences lately where if it is a joke that I've done, maybe I've saved a few from the past time I was there, I'll get in my head as I'm doing it like, oh, fuck, maybe somebody in the audience saw this last year. And those people are in the merch line going, oh, I'm so glad you did the eating ass joke, because as soon as you started into it, I elbowed my friends. I was like, this is the fucking joke I wanted her to tell where you were here.
Yeah.
So it's like sometimes if it's a joke that hits really hard and you are bringing back a few, people are excited that you brought it back.
Yeah.
Because they might have only heard it once. We're not putting our stuff out like musicians where people are like maybe listening to it like a song on repeat. Yeah. Sometimes they don't even remember how the joke went.
Listen, I don't know the right way to approach this subject without sounding shitty about people I like.
Yeah.
Like Bill and Louie created this.
Yeah.
We didn't create this.
Yeah.
They created it, and then we were forced to live up to a standard of two dudes who are prolific writers.
Right.
And so I had a conversation with Chris Porter one time. We were at the Omaha Funny Bone. We were smoking weed in his bathroom, blowing it into the vent. And he said, I can't believe you tell the machine. That's
what I remember, is that you would tell the machine, and I was like, I fucking love that you do that.
Well, let me tell you, I can tell you the number of people to go to not caring what comics think about you.
Yeah.
First of all, I massively care what other people think about me. It's obviously,
me too.
That's why I'm here. It's like, if someone said, do you think you're a narcissist? I go, I have 8 people filming me cooking for people, and I don't know how to cook. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not the textbook version of a narcissist, because I do care about people's feelings, and I don't think that I want people to be happy. I don't just think the world's about me, but
yeah, you're not.
I definitely think I'm special. Like, I think there's something special about me. When I die, everyone else dies. So yeah, why wouldn't I think I'm the most important person in the world? It just goes dark. I woke up the other morning and I said, just so you know, one day it goes dark. So get the fuck out of bed. One day it goes dark and everyone dies, including you.
So scary.
Get no shit.
It's so scary.
Fucking scary.
Yeah.
But I do care what comics think about me. I remember telling someone, I remember hearing Shane Gillis and Mark Norman on a Rogan podcast, and they were like, people shit on Bert for taking his shirt off, and I was like, I remember going, ooh,
oh,
like,
yeah.
I was like, but and I remember having people ask me not to take my shirt off at the store, and coming up to me and going, like, legit comics, like, hey man, I'm gonna go up after you, don't take your shirt off. And I was like, at first I was like, oh, they don't want me to be a hack, and then I was like, oh, they're just scared to follow me. They just don't want to follow me. And I've had comics ask me not to tell certain bits. Can you not tell that bit? Because I have a bit that's similar, and And I'm like, oh, because if I do it, then you can't do what you do. That's not the way this should work. The machine story is a perfect example. People I massively respect, have told me how it's not, you need to retire that story. I go, well, I'm also not you and you're not me.
Yeah.
You weren't a 44-year-old man wondering at Christmas, I wonder how I'm going to pay for the bills this year. And then you have a story go viral and you go, wow, I get to pay for bills this year. And on that first show, I remember saying, oh, I've retired that story. And the guy goes, the fuck you have. It's the only reason we're here. And I went, well, if that story gets them in the room and they're letting me tell an hour of new material in front of that and I'm getting laughs, then if my tax is that I tell the machine, I better A, learn to love paying that tax.
Yeah.
And then B, be so fucking appreciative that I have a tax to pay on a big fucking, I mean, it's just, and so it's, and I talked to Chris Porter about this. I said, dude, not like we just did the Boston Garden the other day. And I,
just so cool.
And I told him, I said, just murder.
Mm-hmm.
There's 17,000 people or 15,000 people in here. Just fucking murder. Just murder.
Yeah.
At best, let's be real. At best, maybe 10,000 people knows who he is, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to be fair.
Of course.
I mean, he's a pretty fucking amazing comedian.
Mm-hmm.
He's a prolific writer, in my opinion. I think he's one of the best storytellers out there and one of the best voices in comedy. I'm really a fan of Chris Porter's.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just hypothetically say 75% of the audience knows who he is. Well, that means there's still fucking 5,000 people who don't. So murder for those 5,000. And let's just say 50% of that room are diehard Chris Porter fans, right?
Yeah.
Diehard. And they know every bit back and forth. Well, then there's 50% that don't. So that's the way I look at that. And I go, and I've always looked at it like this. So the last time I did Boston, I did like 2 shows at the Wang, I think. Mm-hmm. I think that's, I don't know how much that is, but it's not as big as where I am. So every time I go to places, it's twice as big as I've been before. So that means there's new people that haven't heard the machine story. Until I mean, maybe I'll retire it after the movie. Maybe who knows? Who knows? Who knows? All I know is that as a fan of comedy, I want to see the best show possible because I'm bringing my wife, and my wife's not a fan of comedy, but I am. And I want to make sure that she knows that the shit I like is good. We went and saw Sebastian at the Forum. It was fucking amazing.
Oh, God, I wish I could have seen that show.
In the round.
I think he's so funny.
He fucking murdered. And guess what?
Imagine.
I had heard maybe 30% of the bits before, but he murdered, and my wife was crying laughing. She had never seen any Sebastian. I brought 12 people. He gave me 12 tickets. They had not seen any of his bits, and all he did was destroy. And so I think the onus is on us to destroy. If you're not Bill Burr, Louis C.K., then I mean, if you want to be them, then go for it. Go for the brass ring. But you can also make a really nice living and put on really good shows and make people forget about their problems by doing it your own way too.
Yeah. I remember when we did Portland together forever ago, and
I just talked about that. I just talked about that last week. I just talked about that last week with Chris Porter, oddly enough. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because we were shopping at an outlet, and I said, I said, you know, what's great is I went with Kelsey one time, and it was like, I didn't know what my girls would like or my wife would like. So I just run things by her. And then I just bought all the shit she bought for herself. I bought for Leanne, and Leanne's like, I love these shoes. I'm like, I thought you would.
That was so fun.
Yeah, I
still have some stuff from that trip. But yeah, I remember you closing with the machine on those shows. And that sound is almost embedded in my head of how loud the crowd screamed when you would do that opening line. Mm-hmm. And I think over time that had kind of gotten away from me, and I did start to get more concerned about I talk to Taylor all the time about, okay.
She's a fantastic writer.
Yes.
She always has new stuff.
Always writing. And we talk on an almost daily basis. And I told her, I was like, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. And she was actually the one to be like, Sebastian still does a lot of don't feel like you have to have a completely different hour within like months of shooting the special or whatever, like and I was like, oh, okay. I kind of breathed.
Force it.
Yeah.
I mean, it should come organic. Great material shows up. I always feel like.
I agree.
Like your best bits just kind of show up. The thing is, you got to be there available for them to show up. So you have to get on stage.
Yeah. And you have to be paying attention.
Yeah. I mean, tonight I definitely should go to the store. I, without a doubt, should go to the store. But it's Valentine's Day. I haven't been home. I literally haven't been home in I don't think I've been home in a month and a half.
Yeah.
So I should probably spend my time with my wife and my daughter. You know, like that's where I fall off. We can edit this out if you want to, but do you talk about who you're dating? Now that spring is finally here, the days are longer. The flowers are blooming, and I can spend out time outside in my yard. What makes this season even better is Sunday Lawn Care. Sunday is everything you need to get the lawn you've dreamed of. This spring, go to getsunday.com/Bert and enter your address to get a customized plan created just for your lawn. No trips to the store or hauling heavy bags since they ship straight to your home. You just need a hose to apply Sunday. You can fertilize your whole lawn in less time than it takes to watch an episode of your favorite TV show. And they only use ingredients you can feel good about. No harsh chemicals, no long waiting periods, no trying to keep your kids and pets off the lawn. Simply apply, let it dry, and you're back enjoying your yard. Sunday is easy and affordable. Some lawn care services cost more than $1,500 a year, but Sunday's full season plan starts at $109, and Sunday is offering our listeners 20% off. Full season plans start at just $109, and you can get 20% off when you go to getsunday.com/Bert at checkout. That's 20% off your custom plan at getsunday.com/Bert. Support for today's episode comes from True Classic, a people-driven brand. True Classic believes that the clothes you wear should make you feel confident and comfortable so you can show up as the best version of yourself every single day. This is your one-stop shop for all your wardrobe essentials. Their shirts have a premium fit that's tighter in the shoulders and in the biceps for that extra boost of confidence. From t-shirts and polos, activewear, denim, button-downs, hoodies, joggers, boxer briefs, and everything in between. They'll have everything you need. Time to upgrade your wardrobe today. We have an exclusive deal for our listeners. We want to hook you up with some True Classic. So for a limited time, get 25% off with the code BERT at trueclassic.com. I'm telling you, you're going to love these shirts. The t-shirts are a go-to. I work out in them. I fly in them. I wear them on stage. I rip them off on stage. Finally, a brand that keeps things consistent. True Classic is built and designed for a man's body. So no matter what product you buy, you can feel confident that you'll get a premium fit that's consistent across all styles. Break up with your go-to t-shirts and make the switch to True Classic. With True Classic, you don't need to sacrifice comfort for style. Their products were created with signature soft fabric blends and a contemporary cut that fuses the two together. More than just a t-shirt company, you can run, train, recover with all their versatile performance essentials. Their activewear crew necks have the same flattering fits as their classic tees and are sweat wicking and odor controlling, so you can feel good about working out hard the way I do. Pair it with a quick dry pair of shorts or joggers to complete the look. Trust me, True Classic pairs well together. Try the pack builder on their website to customize your bundle of all their essential products and save even more than the discount we're giving you right now today. Get comfortable, get going, and upgrade your wardrobe with True Classic. Get 25% off at trueclassic.com with the code BERT. Free shipping is included on purchases over $100, 100% risk-free guaranteed with a 30-day return policy. You can't go wrong. It's look good, feel good season. Do you talk about who you're dating?
Yeah, so this is what's so funny.
He's one of the most prolific comics around.
Ever, yeah.
And let's not say his name. Let's just let everyone guess. No, I'm kidding.
You know what's so funny? So you had talked about us on Two Bears.
You sent me that text and I don't remember talking about you guys.
Oh, that's so funny. Do you think you were drunk?
I might have been.
Maybe? Okay.
I might have been. I know Tom and I feel a certain way about Chad Daniels.
Yeah.
And we both, admire him and like for the way he writes, for the fucking way he performs, and then for the way he chose to live his life, which we did not. And so
right,
he has always maintained a lower profile and been more on the DL, but toured just as much as all of us and kills just as hard. He just decided not to chase the fucking rabbit.
And yeah, he murders just unbelievably hard.
He is.
It's crazy.
If you
to
do
watch.
not know who we're talking about right now, this guy is a fucking monster. I just sent offers to him for Fully Loaded.
Okay.
Trying to get him to do Fully Loaded. I tried the crew. I don't know. We sent a bunch of offers to a bunch of guys. So in these big arenas, it's like sometimes you got to bring monsters. And I was like, I reached out to my friends, to everyone, going like, hey, if you have an open weekend, and you want to do arenas.
Yeah.
They're fun experience and they're packed, and I have a great lighting package and it's a whole fucking thing, and it's a fun way to experiment in them and not have to sell it for yourself.
Sure.
And my fans are comedy fans, but he reached out. He was like, I really appreciate the offer and the fact that you were thinking of me, and he's just a fucking solid dude. He's
the best. I feel so lucky. But yeah, it made me laugh on Two Bears because you brought it up so like secretively. You're like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I can talk about it. And I've been posting pictures about us publicly for like months. So it was
I bet I said it and thought that they edited it out.
Oh, no, it was all in there.
Oh, for real?
But it made me laugh that you made it sound like it was a secret, but it wasn't at all.
I didn't talk to you privately about it, so I must have seen it on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it was when he did. No, I know how I found out.
Okay.
He was doing his special in Madison.
Oh, yeah.
And I was there like the week before.
Right. Okay.
I was there the week before it's the first comedy club I've done in fucking like 5 years, 6 years. Comedy on State. And I was hanging out with the ladies, and they said, you know who he's dating, right? And I said, no. And they said, Kelsey Cook. And I went, shut the fuck up. And so I think that's where I found out.
Oh, I thought you had seen like Instagram pictures and stuff. But yeah. So anyway,
Speaking about prolific writing, that motherfucker did 2 shows at the theater at Madison, sold both out, did 2 new hours back to back, 1 hour for one, and then a new hour.
He made history. It hasn't been done. It was so wild to watch that in person. Just the capabilities of his brain to be able to memorize that much material and nail it. It was, and both shows were equally as strong, like both hours. And there wasn't like, oh, this is kind of the leftover stuff I'll throw in this hour. Like both were such incredible hours. So I'm really excited for those to come out.
Like all my hours have been the leftover stuff.
Yeah.
Every hour I'm like, well, I didn't have this one in.
Yeah. So
that was really impressive. How did you guys meet?
So we knew each other through comedy. I had heard his name for forever, just like in the club circuit.
Yeah.
And then I was taking a Lyft to the airport, and the Lyft driver was playing his album. So I had heard his name before, but I hadn't actually seen his comedy or heard his comedy. And I was dying laughing, and we ended up listening to like most of his album in the car. And I was like bonding with this Lyft driver. You know, usually like I feel like you don't like talk that much to Lyft drivers. And I had tweeted, I was like, oh my God, Ched Daniels stuff is so funny. And
a great tweet for him to wake up to. One of the hottest chicks in comedy, one of the hottest chicks alive. Fucking going, I love Chad Daniels comedy. My wife doesn't even listen to my shit. I have to fucking pay to get her to fly out.
But I was laughing out loud in the Lyft, and became just a total fan of his comedy. I also, like you said, I loved how he was living his life. And I had seen that with Dan Cummins too. Dan Cummins is a really impressive dude. Yeah.
He's a really impressive dude. And I got to be honest with you, a lot of what I'm doing right now is based off the way he was running his business, because his podcast is fucking addictive.
Yeah, been a fan of Time Suck for a long time.
And he just did it his own way. He got himself a little place to do a studio. And also, I think he's in Idaho, right?
Yep.
He's in Idaho and kind of like lives a fucking... Can I tell you what I love about Dan Cummins? I apologize, Dan. I apologize ahead of time if this isn't cool. This is what I love about Dan Cummins. He was married and he was a road guy, and everyone was like, yeah, and then married and had a kid, and road guy, and then they're like got divorced, and everyone was like, ugh, fucking road life. These guys are dogs. He never said a fucking word.
Yeah.
She cheated on him. He never said a fucking word. He just went, yeah, man, didn't work out.
Wow.
What a fucking, that's like a real person. That's a fucking thoughtful, write the fucking article about that guy. Like, how about the LA Times, right? Just write one article about a guy like Dan Cummings who got burned. By the way, if Lan cheats on me, not only do I murder her, okay? I murder my daughters too. I murder our animals. And then I'm going to come out trying to look the victim. I will. I'll be like, can you believe what she did to me? I had to kill everyone because of her. How dare she?
God.
She knew I loved her.
Let's circle back to the earlier clip where he's like, I'm not a narcissist, but Jake, not like
my
clinically.
Whole goddamn family. I have to fly up to my daughter's college and then get a pass to come to her dorm to surprise her to murder her. Fucking.
Oh God. It'd be so great if next time you try to visit her, you're like on the list there. You can't get into campus.
But he's a good guy. He's a good guy. That's what I love about Dan Cummings. And by the way, his podcast is amazing. His stand-up is fucking insane. He's just, those guys, that group of guys, and there's a lot of them, man, I like, that's what I'm, that's why I would like the Hollywood to shine a light on.
Right.
Because those guys, I'll be very candid. I'm not as good a comic as all the dudes we're mentioning right now. These guys are so good, so good. These are guys I'd be afraid to follow in a club. I'm being serious.
They're murderers.
They're murderers. Pete Lee, fucking murderer. Dude, there's so many people don't know of that I couldn't follow them. But for whatever reason, they're not maybe doing a theater tour, or maybe they're not selling as much. I mean, I think all those guys actually are all selling as many tickets as they want. But like these could be movie stars. These could be fucking sitcom stars. There's so much that they could do. Now, a lot of them chose the life they wanted, like your boyfriend chose the life Chad did not. Chad actually walked away from Hollywood and moved into the woods of Minnesota to raise children. Because you only get one shot at that. I was like, my kids will raise themselves. I'll be in a tour bus for the next 12 years. Everyone can suck it. Daddy's got dreams. Fucking Jesus.
Pop-Tarts are easy enough to make.
Yeah, guys, your mom's there. What the fuck? Do you need both parents? A lot of kids only have one parent. Your privilege is showing. But yeah, those guys are all fucking monsters.
Yeah. And I had really looked up to all of them and that lifestyle because I knew that the years I lived in LA, I was like, it's hard for me to see myself living here for the rest of my life. It really never felt like home to me, but I knew I needed to be here for a period of time to grow my career. And then I actually moved back to Spokane at the end of 2020 when things were so shut down here. And I ended up staying there for the last 2 years because my mom got sick, and I randomly ended up getting my agent while I lived in Spokane. And then they put me on this huge tour. And so then I was like, well, I guess I can live anywhere then.
Yeah.
And then I moved, Chad and I got a place together in Minnesota a month ago. So then I just moved to Minneapolis.
Really?
But I feel so grateful that I am kind of living that way that I saw them live, which is what I wanted. I wanted to be able to live in cities that I actually loved living in, around people I loved, and get to do my dream job. And so I tour like every week now, and
you're on the road all the time.
It's been a lot, yeah, but it's been so great, and so I'm just feeling super happy that I didn't have to stay here in the end. Yeah,
it's interesting. It's nice being one of the only comics left here. It's weird. I mean, when you look at the pecking order, there's comics that are the biggest comics in the world, like Bill Maher, David Spade, fucking. There's so many of that level of comic, but when you go to a club, it is bizarre not to see the way I remember it, where it was like everyone was bigger than me.
Yeah.
Every single person on that stage was a fucking legend.
Yeah.
And now I'm not saying that not everyone's legends. I'm just saying it is bizarre to not see the lineups that I remember.
It's different. It is for sure.
And I wish that we don't have a life where we can leave. Like, I mean,
right. But I feel like you like LA. Do you like LA?
I'm never here.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I like it, I guess.
You've built an empire though. And I feel like you being here makes so much sense for your
I definitely am. I am
career.
more LA than any of the comics that we've mentioned.
Right.
I am a whore. I am a whore. Like, if you want to pay me to do a talk show or a late night game show, I'm in. Mm-hmm. If you want to pay me to do fucking Family Feud, you don't have to pay me. I'll do it for free.
I would love to be delighted. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I enjoy this business. I enjoy Chad doesn't enjoy this business.
Right.
He likes stand up and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't even think he likes podcasting.
I think he loves doing his podcast.
Like, but I mean, like the way, like, I'm like, I have 4 fucking podcasts. Like,
I don't think he would want.
No, he doesn't mind doing his things. Mm-hmm. Same with everyone we just named, including Tom, who is as much a whore as me. But Tom says no to everything. I don't say no to anything. I feel like it's an opportunity to do cool shit, to learn things and to get better and make myself more comfortable and in everything. So like, there's a lot of guys that I mentioned probably wouldn't take time to do a movie. I definitely took 3 months out of my life to leave my family to go to Serbia to do a movie. Yeah. I would do that again. We're tentatively doing three more movies this year.
Oh my God.
And I have a sitcom that we're trying to sell but I like Hollywood. I like all of it. I enjoy the pompousness of it sometimes. I enjoy the showiness. I enjoy Hollywood. I think it's cool. I was just talking to a cage fighter about this, but like, I still get starstruck. I like that. I like that I get starstruck. And for me, it helps me connect with what it is to be a fan of someone's. There are people that don't give a fuck about being famous, and they also don't want to take pictures, and they don't give a fuck about fans.
Totally.
Like, I get nervous around certain people because I go, oh my God, that's fucking Chris Rock.
How nervous were you around Adriana Chechik?
I got to tell you, I don't know the right way to say this without sounding absolutely she's like a creepy old man. Yeah. She is fucking perfect.
She is so beautiful. She's so beautiful.
Pretty. In person, she has no flaws. Her skin is so soft and she's in great fucking shape. I had no notes. I like, but
oh my God. I had no notes.
Like you just looked at her and you're like, what the fuck? And then there's a part of you that goes, how did you fall into this? I mean, you could have done anything. I mean, I feel like, why not just act? Like, you're that pretty. Like, yeah. Everyone has the reasons to do whatever the fuck they do. Everyone has something internally driving them to get them to what they want or what they need. For me, it's attention or maybe it's attention or more it's approval from my dad. I think I think most comics have dad issues. For sure. Yeah. I think some managers have played into that and signed people only with dad issues. God. Oh, who's your manager now? Lisa at Mosaic. Oh yeah? Yeah. Mosaic's a great agency. Yeah. I really love my managers and agents. I feel like they're all not just great at their job, but great people too, which is not always the case in this business. Who's the big owner of Mosaic? Is that Jimmy? I don't know. I know. I want to. Never mind. This is stupid. No one gives a fuck about our air managers. The fuck's wrong with me? Sometimes I forget I'm on a podcast. I'm like, wait, who's your manager? Business, yeah. What percentage are you giving your manager these days? A lot of people are dropping down to 5%. You know that for real though? No. Oh yeah, a lot of people are. I just had a call with someone, and I was like, I wouldn't do that. I don't think. Yeah. Those are the ones that I didn't think that was negotiable. I didn't think that was a thing either. I love when you see guys in this business just go, like, it's like when Chad moved to Minnesota, I go, you can do that? Yeah. You can do that and still be a comedian? Yeah. What the fuck? It's crazy. I like Segura just fired his manager. Okay. And was like, I don't need one. And I was like, who are you going to run all your decisions by? He goes, me. I just make them all myself anyway. Yeah. Yeah. We were talking about Adriana, but I'm trying to think of what. Adriana. Oh, you're like, what got. I think she's, and I don't know her, of course, but it's like, I think she seems to genuinely enjoy having sex. I think she does. I definitely think she does. Which I think adds to her appeal is that it doesn't feel like a performance in a fake way. Yeah. I know she talks about being like almost a porn athlete and all of that. She's an extreme athlete. Yeah. But I don't know. There's something about what she does that feels very genuine. And I think it sets her apart. I think that, yeah. I mean, she definitely, I think, enjoys it. I've heard stories of her, but I would enjoy it. Like, if I could just be, like, if I, in a parallel universe, everyone was like, you got to have sex with Bert. I think I'd be very happy. What are you laughing at, Rachel? You don't think there's a universe that exists where women are knocking down the door to have sex with me and videotape it, and then that other women want to watch it? That's a total fucking feasible hypothetical. I definitely I wanted so bad to do a Bert and Leanne sex tape, but deep fake our faces on other people's bodies.
Oh my God.
If anyone could do that, I would really love that.
I'm sure.
How great would that be? Can
I ask if like Leanne, or I don't know if Christine and Tom talked about this, but do they get uncomfortable with you guys having Adriana on and like that level of conversation of like, who do you think you'd fall in love with? Or like, if you had to fuck one of us, does that make them uncomfortable? Or are they kind of like, well, she's Adriana Chechik.
Leanne doesn't know who Adriana Chechik is.
Oh, okay.
She has no fucking clue. She has no idea that she was on the podcast. She'll never listen. It's
interesting.
Yeah. And if she heard it, she'd be like, oh, whatever. We did ask her, actually, Adriana said that Tom and I could fuck her together. And so we ran it by
She said that?
She said we could run a train on her. Yeah.
Oh my God, what a wild life.
And Tom and I were like, we're definitely going to ask. Because if there's a loophole where they're like, yeah, do it, but you guys can't high five, then we'll be like, okay, we'll do that. And so we had 3 scenarios. The first one was, can we have sex with her? And they were immediately, both of them like, no. And we're like, can we have sex with her with strap-ons and not be us? And they're like, absolutely not. And I go, what if we are not facing it and with the strap-ons backwards and it's tails? Can we do it? And we don't get to see it.
Tails.
And they're like, no, there's no fucking way. And then Tom's like, hold on, strap-ons? What are we going to do? What about our dicks? I go, Tom, we're going to be jerking off furiously, staring at each other in the eyes going, I'm so glad we started this podcast.
Just tears of happiness.
Leanne got me a long time ago where I shot something for Hurt Bert a long time ago where I was a dominatrix gimp, and I technically did a porn. Technically, without the sex part. Like, I was naked. These girls were torturing my cock with like a weight and electric cattle prod and candle wax and like everything. It was and we were dating.
Were you into it, or was that traumatizing?
No, it's not. There's nothing into it. It was fucking. It
was horrible.
It was for a show called Hurt Bert. So like it wasn't sexy at all. So I never got aroused. Like, and so, and when that happened, I think we kind of, and we were dating at the time. Those were where boundaries were. They're like, she's like, yeah, that's fine. If there's a joke to it. So like, and I'd done other stuff like that since I was a male stripper. Mm-hmm. Leanne came and saw it. And I was in like a thong and I was like dry humping girls. Leanne knows who I am, and I have intimacy issues. I have massive fear of disease. I have a fear of death. And Leanne knows she just knows where I'm going to come home every night. And so and she knows my sense of humor is going to be out there. She's never, ever gotten mad at anything. And Tom and I both had our cocks shocked on a live stream one time.
Oh my God.
Yeah. We were both tethered by our penises to an electric prod, and a dominatrix gimp was electrocuting our dicks. And so I think anything just south of that, she's cool with.
Jesus.
I remember at that time, the lady goes, me and Tom are tethered together by our penises.
You guys really are the best of friends.
Yeah.
That's some deep bonding that me and my girlfriends don't do.
And then she said, do you guys want orgasms? And we were like, huh? She goes, you're
at In and Out. Hey, do you want an orgasm with it?
Yeah.
Do you want like, animal style?
Tom's like, how do we answer this? I said, I know we're supposed to say no, but like, can we just ask how they'd happen? She goes, oh yeah, I'll make it happen in a minute. And we were like, what can you do in a minute? She was like, let me show you. And we're like, no, neither of us can say no. Neither of us say yes. And so we didn't do it. But then the whole time we're like, what would she have done to us?
She didn't tell you what she would have done?
She did walk us through it. It was some vibrating machine that she had that would just, I guess, you put your dick in a minute, you're like, ah! And apparently it simulates what women feel when they have like multiple orgasms.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, fucking buy me one of these goddamn machines. No, we like, how would you feel if Chad was like, oh, I'm doing a thing Like what? Like if he did it, if he had been a guest bear and Adriana Chechik would have been there, would that upset you?
I am just so territorial of him. It's
Really?
funny where I feel like we're both very territorial of each other. I don't know if it's something I've been talking about it on stage. I feel like some switch flipped in my 30s. I don't know if it's this feeling of like, this is it for me. And it's just like you are, I don't know.
No, that happened with Leanne.
Yeah.
Leanne and I, when we first started dating, I think she was 30. And she dumped me because I wouldn't commit.
Okay.
Like I was like, I don't want to put labels on things. And then one night I got drunk, got into an argument with one of her, or 3 or 4 of her friends. And she was like, well, if you're not going to commit and that's who you are, I don't think I'm not going to stand by you and I don't want to date you. And I fucking realized I'd fucked up immediately.
Wow.
The sense of regret, like full blown regret. And I fought and I got her back. And
good for her though, to be like, this is what I deserve and this is what I want. And
yeah. And she was like, listen, we went to Malibu, out to the beach, and she said, I'll take you back, but I've got to know that we're going towards something. Mm-hmm. And I was like, and that was a fucking, we want to talk about terrifying moments in your life where you go, all right, because there's always the next chick.
There's 8 billion people. There will always be a billion, all these people, but.
And I remember saying like, hold on, I do love this chick, but I have loved before and I've gotten over it. And I'm now, and all of them took me to this chick. So I know there's got to be a chick like this next.
Right.
Or within a little bit, I know it's going to be there. Maybe I just focus on my career and I don't worry about this chick and I just really double down. Cause that's what I do in the past. I'd go, you know what? She didn't like me, then I don't like me. And I'm going to get it so I like me. And then when I like me, other people will like me. Oh. And I sat on the beach and I said, do I have to give an answer right now? She was like, yeah. She was like, are you fucking serious? You want a week to think about if you love me? And I was like, no, I love you. This is it. I'm it. This is it. I'm in it. Yeah. And then I was like, yeah, I'm in it. And I remember I said a prayer to God saying, if you give her back to me, I promise I won't fuck it up.
Oh, yeah.
And then he gave her back to me and I haven't fucked it up yet. I've tried a few times. The podcast with Adriana Chechik,
on 4 different podcasts.
Released on Valentine's Day. What the fuck's wrong with Tom?
It was a really great episode, though. It was so interesting to hear about her backstory and her rates. And I can't imagine what was she saying? The clean out times or whatever that was insane.
I don't remember any of the podcasts we do. I'm
surprised that whole one isn't like burned into your brain.
All I remember is that she was in foster care.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's my only takeaway. And sadly makes watching her porns a whole lot less enjoyable. Oh. Cause you're like, oh fuck, man.
Yeah. I can't imagine that was.
She was really cool. She was really, really cool. I had a good time with her and like I said, fucking perfect. Isn't that great? As a woman, you always have porn as a backup career. Like if you're like, well, if things don't pan out, I definitely can have sex for money.
I guess. I
can't do that. I don't have that bailout plan. I could be a hitman. That's just about it.
You could be like a security guard.
I could. Wonder what jobs I wonder what jobs, like if things went south, what jobs I could easily get tomorrow. Okay. So if you get canceled for something you say,
sure.
Then you can't be a salesman. I make a good salesman. Yeah. Can't be a bartender. Can't work at Lowe's.
I could see you being a DJ.
I can never wait through the whole song.
I mean, DJs don't.
No. Oh yeah, that's right. I saw
that's all
Diplo
DJs do
this week.
Really?
Yeah. I said to him, I'm such a I hate when I speak. Like I fucking hate it. Do you ever like start talking to someone and then go, what the fuck am I saying? This is coming out of my mouth right now. What the fuck? So Isla gets 2 tickets to Harry Styles and we all want to go to Harry Styles. And it was a fucking nightmare trying to find tickets. Buying tickets for your favorite event shouldn't be stressful. Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all sports, music, comedy, and theater near you. With killer deals on last minute tickets and their best price guaranteed, you can stop stressing over tickets and start getting hyped for the fun you'll have. Let me tell you something. if you haven't been to an outdoor event or to an event at all, like a comedy or music or a sporting event, it is so much fun. I love that more than anything. I get jealous sometimes that I don't get to do it more often because I'm always working, but to call your friends, start a group text, get the tickets, get going. It's the best. And this is the app you need to use. Game Time is the place for last minute ticket deals. Forget planning months in advance. Game Time has deals on tickets right up to the day of the event. Get images of your seat before you buy so you know exactly what to expect when you arrive. Buy tickets in a matter of seconds. 2 taps and you're set. Tickets are sent directly to your phone so you never have to dig through your emails. Snag tickets without the stress with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code Bertcast for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code Bertcast for $20 off or go to GameTime, GameTime.co. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. I'm horrible at talking. I do it with ego.
Which is funny.
I do it with ego.
What you do for a living.
I know. But I think the thing where you go, you share a lot, and I go, yeah, I wish I didn't, because I would love to not say things. There's things I say, I'll say. Mm-hmm. Oh, I have a brilliant thought. You were talking about, in the very beginning, you were talking about other comics liking you, approval of comics, the way that comedy is in a weird place where it's not in a weird place. It's an interesting place. So I've been in it so long. I remember before promotion. Mm-hmm. I remember before anyone promoted shows. And I remember the first time I promoted a show feeling dirty about it, going like, oh. Yeah. And I remember putting it on MySpace. I said, hey guys, I'll be at the Brea Improv all week. And I looked at it and I went, I should let them know I'm headlining. I'm not featuring. I don't want anyone to think I'm featuring. Yeah. I should tell them I'm headlining. And at that moment, I was gone. I took the pill. Wow. And it was my first hit of heroin, and I've been stuck ever since. Yeah. And it's crazy. You'll catch me doing it now. I did 4 shows at the Mullet Arena. And you go, you don't need to say that. I did 4 shows in Tempe, but there's a part of a fucking comic's broken brain where you go, oh, they're going to think you're at the Tempe Improv for Saturday and Friday.
That's such a relief that you still think like that, actually.
Oh, I think like that. I think like that. I remember when it happened to me, and I've never been able to go back, and no one's been able to go back. Mm-hmm. You watch people say, you watch the way we promote is there's an ego attached to it.
For sure. Yeah. And it's hard because I think there is such a time and place where we should celebrate successes and victories in our careers and stuff, but you always have to be so careful how you word it so that it doesn't come off as egotistical when that's not how you're trying to be. But like, we are also trying to get the word out about our careers. And I do think that buzz is a real thing. Mm-hmm. And the first 2 weekends of my tour sold out. And I was really torn on posting anything about it because I was like, is that going to look braggy?
Because the question is, and by the way, I've had all these thoughts.
Yeah.
Who are you posting that for? They can't get tickets.
Exactly. Well, that's what I've been trying to tell myself over and over is like, comics are not the ones buying tickets to your show.
Well, hold on. No, hang on. So, no, hang on. Put a button in that. That's fucking really important information. Yeah. But what I'm saying is when I post a show sold out, I remember posting that. I don't do it anymore. By the way, my shows never sell it anymore because you can always add fucking seats in the goddamn arena.
Right, so but you're doing an arena.
Yeah, so let me tell you something. I would love to be one of you guys saying shows sold out. It's impossible. We'd love to be you. Even fucking Boston, when the guy goes, sold it to the ceiling, kid. Sold out. Technically not. And any of the ballers know. Did you perform in the round? No, I did not. I had end stage. So unless you're in the round, wow. So technically,
it's every level then.
Yeah, it just gets worse. Yeah. But when you post a sold out show, say I'm doing a theater and I post both shows sold out. Who am I posting that for? Because the people in the city, they don't give a fuck. They already know it's sold out. If they're trying to get tickets, they know it's sold out. Right. I'm posting that for other people to see. It's a weird flex. Here's the one thing is that you are not selling tickets to comics. So fuck what they think.
Right.
You are not selling tickets to comics. Comics do not buy tickets. And the ones that are the shittiest are the ones that are in their head the most. And trust me, they're thinking more about themselves that day than you are, because I will say I have been one of those guys.
Yeah.
I struggled for fucking so goddamn long in this business, seeing people sell tickets and seeing people blow up, and you do this shitty fucking inner dialogue, which you shouldn't do. You should celebrate your friends. But there's people you don't like.
Right.
There's people you don't like. There's people that don't like Taylor Tomlinson. Can you believe it? Sweetest person I know. There are people that don't like her. There are people I know that don't like her.
Right. Well,
and it's fascinating to sit and listen to someone dig at someone you love and them not know you love them.
Oh.
Because then you go, okay, so just so we're clear, this is the same shark attack that happens to me. Only I'm getting to be inside the boat, watch it happen.
Yes, of course. Because nobody's immune to it.
No.
And you know, it's funny, and Taylor and I don't think she and I together, we haven't yet like talked about it publicly, but she and I went through a whole thing where I struggled for a really long time with her success.
For real?
Yeah. Like because we started Self-Helpless and became friends about 6 years ago. And it was like right before she took off. And of all of the people in LA to move here and become close with and befriend, I just so happened to befriend this person who was like a mega star of a generation. And we all compare ourselves to the people who are like immediately around us, I think, especially women. Female comics, you get clumped into this even smaller category.
Well, there's not a female comic selling. There are only, I can think, 4 more comics selling more tickets than Taylor right now. So male or female, 4 or 5 maybe.
Right.
So like, just so we're clear, there's no female comic even near where Taylor is, but there's also no male comic near where Taylor is. But when you talk about that subset, that is, and by the way, Taylor's someone that opened for me. So like, if anyone would have envy, it would definitely be the guy that brought her out as a feature act and then watched her surpass him in ticket sales. I mean, her ticket sales are fucking obnoxious. I mean, she moves small villages into a and I just was on the phone with her for a very long time. Privately, I won't say what we talked about, but we talked the other day for about 45 minutes about this business and about that. And it's funny, I was with some comics, and we were bullshitting, and I said something. I said, yeah. They go, who are you talking to? I said, Taylor Tomlinson. And they're like, oh, fucking love her. I said, yeah, she did like roughly 20,000 tickets in Boston. And they're like, what? And immediately went from love her to like, what? And I go, yeah, she sold 4 wangs. And I don't know if it's 20, whatever it is. It was a lot. I don't know what the wang is. But I go, yeah, she's fucking, I mean, like, she could be an arena act tomorrow if she chose to. And across the country and sell out arenas clean in the round. Yeah. And they were like, what the fuck? How much did wang? 35. So I think maybe she sold more, because I know she might have done 6 at the wang. But she sold a ridiculous amount at the wang. And so she's fucking, no one's impervious to it. Everyone roots for you until you get to the top. There's got to be a mountaintop quote about that. But I understand what you're saying, because I had a moment where I had to decide if I was going to be jealous of Tom or if I was going to root for him. Right. Oh, right. And also doing Self-Helpless, 3 women together. Anytime there's a group, it's like boy band shit. People love to rank. There were Reddit threads ranking our hotness. Ooh, all this gross shit that makes fun. God. Oh, I'm kidding. All this gross shit that makes it really easy for you to feel competitive with one another. And my career at the time wasn't going poorly. I was like opening for Jim Norton on tour. I did the Tonight Show, and this is not happening, I think, within maybe like a year of Self-Helpless starting. So it's not like... And for the record, on anyone else's career trajectory, a lot of this is happening for you very young too. Right. Well, thank you. But that's what's so funny is like, in the grand scheme of things, I've been so fortunate to have the success I've had so far, but my vision was so zoomed in to just me and Taylor. Well, you're trying to judge your shadow next to a mountain.
We were talking all the time. I mean, we were right there, constantly working together, constantly talking about everything. And she was having like massive, massive success. Not only was it happening, I think, pretty quickly, like all at once, but she was so young, still is so young.
Wait, how old is she? How old are you?
I'm 33.
How old is Taylor?
She's 29, I think.
Oh, so yeah, I know what you're saying. At 27, 23 is really young.
Yeah.
And yeah, at 30, 29 is like, it's like the age difference now is like you're getting closer, but when you're that young, it is pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, here's the thing you got to do. I got turned on to a phrase called giving them their flowers by a guy named Taylor, oddly enough.
Oh, funny.
And you gotta, if you do, and I'm not talking about you, but I'm saying like my experience with Tom, if I was to do anything just shy of giving him his flowers and truly appreciating what he's capable of, what he's doing, what he's done, and where he's going, then I'm a hater. And I had this decision. We were doing Oddball. Me, Joey, Tom, Gabe, Sebastian, Jim Jeffries, Dane Cook. It was a big fucking lineup. It was going to be fun. I didn't have the greatest job. I think I was going up early, but I had a job and I had 9 weeks of it. And at the last minute, they just pulled me off of it. And they were like, yeah, we're trying to save money. And Tom called me and he said, I've told the story before, but Tom called me and he said, dude, what the fuck happened with Oddball? I go, yeah, I know. He goes, that fucking really sucks. I'm sorry. And I was like, it does, but I could buy it. He goes, no, that's a lot of money to lose out on. I go, not really. I mean, it's technically 18 grand. He goes, 18 grand? That's not bad, but how are you going to do without it? And I said, I'm not going to miss 18,000. And he goes, no, per show. I went, oh, no, it was 18,000 total. And he goes, what do you mean? I said, they were paying me $2,000 a show. He was like, what? And I was like, yeah. And I go, how much were you making? And he goes, I don't think I can tell you.
Oh.
I was like, how much are you making? And he goes, I don't want to tell you because I don't want it to fuck up our friendship.
Oh, man.
And I said, give me a second. I remember I did this. I put my phone on the desk and I put my hands on my thing and I went, because I got to be honest with myself in this moment. Am I a person who can hear about good things happening to another person that I also wanted?
Yeah.
And celebrate for that person and not have it be a reflection of me.
Yeah. And
so I said, I can hear this. And in my head, my number was $10,000. And he goes, $20,000. And I went, per show? And he went, yeah, I'm buying a house. And I was like, oh, fuck. And I was like, motherfucker. And then I thought, number one, I want Tom to have a house, right? I do. Number two, this is a direct reflection of where I am in the business. This is an actual mirror held up to my face of this is where you stand. But I go, it's good to know that. It's good to know where I stand.
Valuable information.
Yeah, this is really valuable information. This is what the industry thinks of me. This is where they believe I am. Okay. Now we know where to start from.
Yes. Yeah. And, I was having stuff happen at that time that I think was making it that much harder, where people in LA would text me to get Taylor's number to book them on shows that I wanted to do. That's hard.
Welcome to the Joe Rogan circle. Jesus Christ. Do you think that's bad? Oh, wow. You should see what happens. Well, you have no fucking idea how bad it gets with Joe Rogan.
But like shows at the store that I was like, oh man, I would really love to do that show sometime. And then the booker would text me and I would see their name and I'd be like, ooh, maybe I'm going to do it. And the text would be, hey, can I have Taylor's number to put you on? So those are like hard things emotionally to navigate in a friendship. And we ended up having such an honest conversation with each other about 3 years ago. And she opened up about some stuff that she had been struggling with me. And we had both been having these.
Blue eyes?
They're like blue-green. I think it kind of depends what I'm wearing. Sometimes
how green. Cool. So that's what she was upsetting her. She's got dead brown eyes.
No, she is beautiful. It's so funny. We did Adam Ray's podcast yesterday, and as she was talking, I was just looking at her being like, my God, she has such beautiful eyes.
I have a hard time. The wrong word is sexualizing, but I have a hard time seeing her as a woman.
Because to you, she's almost like a daughter figure.
Yeah, she looks like Georgia.
Oh, okay.
And so as whenever I hung out, she told me that one time. I said, Fucking, of course, cunty piece of shit Bert was like, hey, can you not post pictures with when you wear lipstick? I don't think people like it.
You did that to me one time.
I've done it to all you guys. I've done it to all you guys. I don't like it at all.
I have like a picture on Instagram with cleavage, and you're like,
oh, I did not. I don't like.
You're like, why did you do that?
I remember I found out you had boobs that day, and I was like, what the fuck? What, Kelsey? Why would you do that? Like, and then I realized you're not selling tickets to me, and I look at you girls like daughters. Like I look at you guys like little girls, and I and I don't want to see my daughter sex. I don't like when my daughter puts on fucking makeup, and I'm like, ah. And Taylor really aggravated me with that, and she like snapped back at me and she goes, no, you just see me as your fucking daughter. And that's why you say that. So don't, I'm a grown woman. And I was like, you're right. You're fucking right.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I don't want you guys to, I don't know. You guys are so funny. I don't want guys thinking they can go there and have sex with you. Like that's the fucking, but here I am.
You posting. And my dad.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. But that's the thing is like anytime, if I've posted a bikini picture on vacation, my dad will be like, I just feel like that's encouraging attention from people that you don't want that attention from.
Yeah, but you should be proud of your body.
I know. And I said, I get what you're saying. However, I could post pictures of myself only in a turtleneck forever. And dudes, if they're creepy dudes, they're going to be creepy dudes. That's not going to... Creepy dudes are
creepy dudes.
Yeah, that's not going to change it. But anyway, so Taylor and I had that conversation and it completely changed our friendship. And we both feel so grateful that we were able to have that talk and now have our friendship be where it is. Because so many, I think especially female friendships can get catty and just kind of dissolve.
There are going to be ebbs and flows to a friendship and to like professional careers. I mean, when Tom and I had that conversation, I was like, I just want to get to where he is. That's it. And now I've surpassed him by leaps and bounds. And so Tom, looks up to me a lot and he's, always like, Bert, tell me what to do next.
Oh my God, so funny.
The only person that's ever in that house that's ever asked me advice is his fucking wife. And I've told her every time, do not listen to your fucking husband. Your husband operates on a different fucking universe. He does not give a fuck about anyone. He does not need approval. He is broken. Do not fucking listen to your husband. Do the Omaha Funny Bone. Take their fucking offer. Do press. Tom will be like, fuck Omaha. I'm doing a rock venue. I'm not doing press. I'll sell it on my website. He did. He always did. And then he had to tell me, like, I remember him saying to me around that, probably a little after that, thank God I got through this because I had the most valuable asset in this business, which is someone who had been there that cared about me. I just did, I'm doing just arenas on this tour and I upgraded my lighting package. Have you seen it?
Taylor was talking to me about your screens and stuff.
Hey, Paulston, do me a favor. Pull up this. So this is what I've done. And I'm telling you, that's why I was trying to tell Taylor to come out and do a show with me so she could see what it is. It's not going to be there. It's going to be on my regular page. Yeah. So, I upgraded it. I paid more money, but I felt like if I was going to do an arena, I wanted to really put on a show. I wanted people to feel like they were at an event and that it wasn't just a stage, a spotlight, and a mic.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to make sure that it was upgraded to the next level. And so then this is the beauty of having, who the fuck do you follow, Halston?
That's my dad and his wife.
Oh, for real? That's your dad?
Walter White. Wow.
This is the lighting
That's
package.
So
you can
cool.
scroll through it, but scroll through it. I think there's a real cool picture I'll show you. This is...
Jesus.
Here, let me see if there's a fucking savage. Go back, scroll, go to that one.
Yeah, the lighting is so cool.
Is there a video? Go to the video, find the video. It's on, but the lighting, look at that. It just looks next level, but I paid extra for it.
It's a concert. People are getting I want
you to feel like you got your money's worth. I don't want you to feel like you just watched. So also I'm bringing murders with me. On this show was Mark Norman and Shane Gillis.
So Jesus, yeah.
And Big J. Ogerson. Take a look at this.
Oh my gosh.
This is the fucking lighting. And that's how I come out.
Wow.
I have lighting cues on a lot of things so that you feel like it's an event.
Yeah.
And Tom and I got into a fucking long phone call about, like, tell me about your lighting package. And Tom does arenas, but Tom he did arenas every now and then.
Okay.
When you do straight arenas, you can just go, I'm going to purchase all this stuff and I'm going to take it with me on all these. It's cost effective.
Right.
And so we had, that's oddly enough what I was talking to Taylor about.
Okay.
Was about making these shows intimate, making them fun.
Yeah.
You're not, if you want to be the front wolf and you got to figure everything out on yourself, like there are people that like that, then be that guy. It's pretty cool to be where me and you are, where we have someone who's done it before and we can talk to them about and pick their brain.
Yes.
It's a lot. I mean, I would call it the proverbial catbird seat.
It's between Taylor and Chad. I feel like I learn so much all the time about just, especially like the business end of this. And yeah, just having to realize a few years back that whole other people's successes are not your failures. But I think because there is a little bit of that scarcity mindset, like I said, in particular with female comics, that it's like, it feels like there can only be like one successful female comic at a time. And it's just not true. But they kind of I feel like this business makes it feel that way.
Oh, really?
So that's how I think I had started to panic when she and I were much younger and I saw her really taking off. I felt like now I can't, but it's just not, it's not true.
It's not true.
Yeah.
It's definitely not true.
Yeah.
I mean, Tom and I look identical. I mean, I'm probably more attractive in a traditional way. He's more attractive if you like mixed nationalities.
Sure.
But I feel like, trust me, I guess I was too dumb to look at that. But he's younger than me. He just looks older than me. He's younger than me. He does look older than me. But he is younger than me. And I never once thought there's enough room. But I'm also, and by the way, and if you're going to argue, like, this is at a time when they started cutting back white spots for white guys.
True.
And I know anyone of color or a female is like, oh, did they, Bert?
Right.
Did they cut back all the spots?
Yeah.
Because it seems like you and Tom both have spots at the table.
Right.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Is like,
there was a time that was.
There's a lot of dudes,
a
lot of white dudes that I'd hear say that. Mm-hmm. I love Sarah Silverman, what she said.
What did she say?
Just be great then.
Oh, yeah.
Be great. Mm-hmm. I was asked to be great. I was great. How come you're not going to be great?
Yeah.
Oh, because you were getting by on being mediocre. Okay. Well, now you got to be great. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
That fucking being undeniable shit.
I was just going to say that would be undeniable.
Rogan told me that one night in the back store at the store, and he was like, can I give you some advice? I said, yeah. And he goes, be undeniable. And I was like, great, Joe. Thanks again for fucking sage advice that I don't know what the fuck it means. I go, how do I do that? What am I supposed to fucking get that tatted on my chest?
What am I doing different? Yeah.
How do I access the undeniable fucking part of this game? And I was like, great. And I wrote it in my book going, we'll figure it out. And then one night I went up on stage and I murdered. And I could have murdered any way I wanted that night because I was so fucking competent on stage. Yeah. And a dude who I really thought was a fucking great comic and a guy that murdered at the store didn't follow me. He left.
Because he didn't want to.
He left and was like, I can't do this spot. I'll be back. And then I ran into him and he was like, dude, when did you get fucking funny? I was like, oh, not the compliment. The way I wanted to hear that compliment.
Yeah, that's not a compliment.
Yesterday? He did it yesterday?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, Taylor came through Minneapolis a few weeks ago and did, what's the theater? She sold out, like, it was like 10,000 tickets. It was crazy, but did a beautiful theater. I had just moved there a couple weeks before that. And so I did opening spots while she was in town, and it was so fun. And it's so cool to see her doing her thing at that level and also get to have it be this like almost in-person vision board of like, oh yeah, like this is what it feels like to do a theater. This is the stuff I'm like working toward. Like this is where I want to, like the next thing I want to get to. And it was just a blast. It was really awesome to see.
So tell me about the special. It comes out on YouTube March 9th.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then whose pods are you doing to promote it? Tom Papa's.
Just did Tom Papa's. Just did Honeydew with Ryan Sickler.
Oh, is he alive still? Heard he had a fucking touch and go run of it.
Through horrible medical shit.
I gotta have him on the podcast. Will you someone hit up Sickler?
Yeah, it's pretty insane. Did Adam Ray's podcast, did Dumb People Town this morning with Sklar Brothers and Daniel Van Kirk.
It's great.
And then I head to New York in like a week and a half to do the Tonight Show and do more podcasts out there. So just trying to...
Are you doing Are You Garbage?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So fucking best.
I fucking love that show.
They just texted me. They're like, hey, brother, any chance you can hook us up with Ron White? So I texted Ron. I go, Ron, these guys are fucking the tits.
They're so great.
And Ron's like, hit it up, brother. So they'll be doing, spoiler alert, they're going to have Ron White on soon.
Oh, amazing. I love their show. I had so much fun the first time. And
are you doing Ari's podcast?
I didn't reach out to him.
Yeah. He might drug you.
Yeah, I'm like fucking after this story.
No, Ari's is a good podcast to do while you're out there. Okay. Ari's, do you know the Legion of Skanks guys?
I do. I was talking to
Lewis?
No, Big
Christine?
J Ogerson about me and Dan about maybe doing Bonfire.
Bonfire, yeah.
But I'm gonna do Jim and Sam on Sirius, and we'll see. I'm there for kind of like a short window, and I don't want to do any podcast the day of the Tonight Show taping, so it's not a ton of time, but I'm gonna do what I can.
Well, I always say Legion of Skanks is a good one to do because their fans are legit comedy fans.
Okay.
Like they are legit. They're legit diehard comedy fans.
Okay.
Who are ride or die for comedy, and they listen to this too.
Yeah.
But and it's always good. It's always good. I don't know.
Okay.
So the thing I've been saying, they don't have enough women that'll keep their tops on that show. So it's good to have. They're fucking fun guys. I get a kick. Louis Shagum is the sweetest guy in the world. I know he's rough around the edges, and everyone loves Big J.
Oh yeah.
Everyone loves Big J,
so
and
nice.
and Dave Smith is fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Is this when they're going to start? I guess this podcast is over.
It sounds like basketball.
I think they're starting sincere construction now.
Oh my gosh.
I think we run out of. We have them hold off from construction until 3.
Okay.
So well, congratulations on the relationship. Number 1. He's the fucking coolest dude in the world.
You
got the coolest dude in the world. That's fucking really awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the YouTube special.
Thank you.
And on all the growth. I'm taking from a guy who had a friend blow up and just surpass him.
Yeah.
It is a humbling fucking road to walk down, but it is fucking worth it. Because then one day you and Taylor will be on the phone and you'll be talking as equals of like, hey, just out of curiosity, when you did ... and then that's the fucking where Tom and I are, and it's
right.
And look, we're doing the fucking Daytona 500 this weekend.
Wow.
It's been a partnership that's, look, not everyone likes Tom and not everyone likes me, but we like each other. Fuck everyone else. Yeah.
Taylor and I say a lot that we feel like our friendship is so invaluable because we just don't have that with another female comic in our lives, and our jobs are so specific. It's so nice to be able to talk about all these things that we can't necessarily talk to with other friends in our lives. So yeah, it's so nice for sure.
Well, thank you for doing the podcast.
Thanks for having me on.
We didn't get banned this time.
Hey,
you know we got fucking flagged last time
with me on.
Yeah, because I was showing you pictures of male dudes naked.
Oh, we were looking at the strip club stuff.
Yeah, the strip club stuff. And we were like, got flagged. And I was like, for what? And then I was like, okay, that makes sense. That makes total sense.
Did they get taken down?
No, it's up, but you have to be 18 to watch it.
Oh, funny.
Which sadly enough sends way more people to watch it. Way more people are like, see you, and they're like, whoa, what happens here?
I didn't even think about that.
Fuck yeah. Congrats, Kelsey.
Thank you.